Hey Paisanos, my name is Duprific and welcome to Let's Play Majora's Mask. This is a game that is very near and dear and special to my heart. I have a lot of fond memories with this game, and I know this game could be a little bit intimidating. It's one of the darker Zeldas. It's got a very gloomy and oppressive atmosphere, and it's got a timer. Timers make people antsy, so I want to be your guide here tonight to make sure that, you know, everything's kind of covered, to make sure you have a pretty comfortable time with this game. But this is my favorite Zelda game. I love this game to death. I think it's got so much personality, charm, and characters. It's got a lot of characters! And I'll be going over not just the N64 version, but also the differences between the 3DS version and the Nintendo 64 version as well. Just, you know, to make sure everyone's covered, to make sure all of you can watch this guide without fear of it being outdated information for you. But yeah, I think without said, I'm gonna let this intro play out, and I'll see you all at the start of the game. Enjoy the rest of the intro. In the land of Hyrule, there echoes a legend told dearly by the royal family that tells of a boy. A boy who, after battling evil and saving Hyrule, crept away from the land that had made him a legend. A journey in search of a beloved and invaluable friend. A friend with whom he parted ways when he finally fulfilled his heroic destiny and took his place among legends.
Hey, you two fairies did great. I wonder if he has anything good on him. Huh? This guy? Well, that shouldn't be a problem.
Oh, what a pretty ocarina. Hey, Skullkid, let me touch it. I want to see.
You can't tell?
What would we do if you dropped it and broke it? No way, you can't touch it. Aw, but sis. Why can't I try it out too? And here we are, off to an amazing start from Link's adventure. Oh, who am I kidding? We gotta go and get our horse back, though. Freaking some guy with a mask came up and just freaking took our horse. So, let's keep going. Look at these little trees here. We can just do some cool flips here. Yeah, do some amazing tricks. Link still got it. And we gotta head on, because this guy's got our horse.
What's with that stupid horse of yours? It doesn't listen to a word that's said to it. There's no point in riding a thing like that, so I did you a favor and got rid of it. Aw, boo-hoo. Why the sad face? I just thought I'd have a little fun with you. Oh, come now. Do you really think you can beat me as I am now, fool? Now that's a good look for you. You'll stay here looking that way forever. Sis! Whoa, Skull Kid, wait for me. I'm still here. Yeah, Tail, you can't leave without me. You! If I wasn't dealing with you, I wouldn't have gotten separated from my brother. Well, don't just sit there, Deku boy. Do something. Why are you looking at me like that? What, is there something stuck on my face? Will you stop staring and just open the door for me? Please, come on. A helpless little girl is asking you, so hurry up. Oh, Tail. I wonder if that Shadow will be alright on his own. So, yeah, apparently chasing the horse guy was not the brightest idea, because we got turned into a freaking Deku scrub. We don't have access to our sword, we don't have access to our shield. We got a nice little spin attack, though, that's something, and, I mean, we can technically turn ourselves into our own shield, so that's not, you know, that bum of a deal. And, okay, so, here's something that I've been, kind of debating on whether or not I was going to talk about changes, because there are changes already that we can talk about immediately, but I think I'll hold off on talking about that change until a little bit later. Those of you who knows what changes I'm talking about, yeah, you guys know. But yeah, we need to head on here, because... Oh, and I guess we'll be interrupted by Tail. Hey, wait for me, don't leave me behind. So, that stuff back there, I, apologize, so take me with you. You want to know about that Skull Kid who just ran off, right? Well, I just so happen to have an idea of where he might be going. Take me with you and I'll help you out. Deal? Please? Good. So then it's settled. Now then, I'll be your partner. Or at least until we catch that Skull Kid. My name's Tattle. So, it's nice to meet you or whatever. Now that we've got that all straightened out, can we stop messing around and get moving? If I figure something out, press up and I'll tell it to you. Hopefully you'll manage to get... I can't read. Hopefully you'll manage to get by without my help until then. And Link acknowledges the audience. Yes, but I guess the only thing we can do now is really chase after the guy. I mean, what worse can he do?
So Tattle showing off her what she knows about information. Yes, I got all that. Are you sure? Yes, I am sure. Anyways, I'm gonna do what she was trying to tell us. So, you see a dive? You can dive into these little pods here and boop! You can fly as a Deku Scrub. This is a pretty cool ability. This is the first time in the Zelda series where there's a hover ability, and I think that's really neat that it's in this game. So we can do this to traverse large gaps in the cavern. Some pretty interesting stuff. Open this chest here, see what's inside. You get Deku Nuts. Press B while flying to drop them. Upon impact, it makes a blinding flash, freezing enemies in their tracks. Deku Nuts, Deku Nuts had a ton of use in the original in the Ocarina of Time. And their use continues to make their way here as well. In fact, Deku Nuts I think have a lot more use in this game, especially during this opening bit than any other part in Ocarina of Time. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, let's walk forward and... Hey you, come on, press Z and talk to me. I didn't mean to, I meant to press up. There you go, see? You can do it if you just try. When I fly over to people or objects, use Z to look at them so you can talk to them. Use Z targeting to talk to people even if they're far away. Or if there's no one to target, you can use Z to look straight ahead. But enough about that for now. Come over to this tree and check it out. So we'll do just that. Drop down and... Hey. What's up with this tree? It's strange. But the way you look right now sort of looks like this tree. It looks all dark and gloomy. Almost like it could start crying any second now. How sad. I want you to keep this tree in mind for later. We won't be talking about the tree in this episode, but next episode we will be bringing up this tree again. And I want you to keep it in your head because it's kind of important. It's not important, but it's a nice little sort of detail. But again, I don't want to spoil too much of what's ahead, so let's go on ahead and hopefully chase down the Skull Kid. Man, as a kid, I used to think that winding hallway in this game was so cool. Even the winding hallway in Ocarina of Time's Force Temple, I really liked. And I wish games to this day would do that again. Like, this was during the age when, like, 3D video games are still brand new, and, they were trying to show off the impressive feats they can do with 3D models, and, yeah, you got cool little geometry like that, like winding hallways that lead to other places, and I really like geometry like that, and I wish modern video games did that to this day, but, of course not. 3D video games aren't as cool anymore. You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you? I own the Happy Mask Shop. I travel far and wide in search of masks. During my travels, a very important mask was stolen from me by an imp in the woods. So here I am at a loss, and now I found you. Now, don't think me rude, but I have been following you. For I know of a way to return you to your former self. If you can get back the precious item that was stolen from you, I will return you to normal. In exchange, all I ask is that you also get back my precious mask that imp stole from me. What? Is it not a simple task? Why, to someone like you, it should be by no means a difficult task. Except, the one thing is, I'm a very busy fellow, and I must leave this place in 3 days. How grateful I would be if you could bring it back to me before my time is here is up. But yes, you'll be fine, as you're young and have tremendous courage. I'm sure you'll find it right away. Well then, I'm counting on you. So, yeah, apologies for that jump cut there. I got a little bit interrupted as I was trying to do this. But yeah, this is the Happy Mask Salesman, and as you know, Skull Kid and the Happy Mask Salesman are from Ocarina of Time. And yeah,
The game is kind of a asset reusey sequel, and it's no secret that this game was made in a year. I think that's the most common piece of trivia about this game, is that it was made in a year. But yes, it's an asset reusey sequel, but honestly, I think it uses the Ocarina of Time's assets a little bit better than Ocarina of Time used it, more specifically the NPCs, because I think they did a great job with the characters and their side quests and their stories. But more on that later. We need to do what this guy said and get our precious item. Dawn of the first day, 72 hours remain.
It gives me the creeps. That mask salesman was the... Sorry, just thinking aloud. But 3 days, even if we never sleep, that still leaves us with a measly 72 hours. Talk about demanding. But we'll just stand there. We're going to see the Great Fairy. Look, you want to find the Skull Kid, don't you? The Great Fairy will know what he's up to. She watches over everything. And just between you and me, the Skull Kid is no match for the Great Fairy. Go to the shrine near the North Gate. You'll find the Great Fairy in there.
Alrighty! So, here we are, Are you ready for this? It's time for the Majora's Mask Differences segment, where I talk about the differences between Majora's Mask 3D and Majora's Mask 3DS. So, the HUD area, you might have noticed, is a little bit different than how it appears in 3DS, but that's not what I wanted to talk about. I'm gonna get away from this dog here for a second, because, wait, it could follow me up here? I didn't realize it could follow me up here. But yes, Majora's Mask, Nintendo 64, and 3DS, oh my god, I keep getting interrupted during difference time! I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna pause here so I can actually talk about this before I get rudely interrupted. But yes, Majora's Mask 3DS and Majora's Mask 64 have two pretty big differences right off the bat. So, in order to pass 6 hours of in-game time in Majora's Mask, this isn't a full day, but just 6 hours, it takes about 2 minutes and 44 seconds. Whereas in Majora's Mask 3DS, it takes about 3 minutes and 36 seconds. Doesn't seem like a lot of time, but trust me, in this game, you're gonna need time. Or at least for right now. Later in the game, you attain an ability to slow down time. And this is where the two versions differ drastically. When you slow down time in the Nintendo 64 version, in order to pass 6 hours in game, again, this is a 6-hour cycle, not a full day, it takes a whopping 13 minutes and 41 seconds to pass 6 hours. Whereas in Majora's Mask 3D, it takes a measly 9 minutes 41 seconds. Quite a significant loss of time, if you ask me. And this is interesting because I've heard people say that Majora's Mask 3DS is the more forgiving of the two, but no, this is an instance where the Majora's Mask N64 version is actually a lot more forgiving than the 3DS version. Not that I'm knocking the 3DS version, of course, because I do think it is a decent version of the game. I just don't think it's the best way to play the game, but it is a decent version. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. But this ends the first mechanical difference of Majora's Mask segment. I'm gonna come up with a better name and transition for this. Don't you worry. Anyways, we're over here. We need to get to the Great Shrine. What's going on in here? What the heck? Oh no! The Great Fairy! Oh no, indeed. What the heck happened here? Is this your Great Fairy? Young one, please hear my plea. I've been broken and shattered to pieces by the Masked Skull Kid. Please find the one stray fairy lost in town and bring her to this fairy fountain. Stray fairies are a new mechanic in Majora's Mask. Just because it's an asset reusing sequel doesn't mean it can't have its own tricks too, and this is definitely one of its own tricks. Each area has its own Great Fairy, and you need to reassemble her through different means. Or, well, I say different means, but really, you only do it different one time, and this is the time where you'll do it different. Every other time it's going to be pretty much the same, but we'll cover that when we get there. But yes, I guess another difference we can go over is everyone's interrupting me while I'm trying to talk here. Jeez Louise. Hello, sir.
This is my private property. Don't try using it when I'm not around.
I wasn't trying to use it, you dummy. But yes, here we are. The layout of Clock Tower Town is significantly different. Yeah, so the 3DS version, you may have noticed that there's a little porch made by over here, and that's because they moved the bank behind the clock tower, and they moved this owl statue behind the clock tower as well. A little difference, that's pretty cool here, but we're running out of time here, and time is a little bit important right now, because there's a little side quest we have to do within a certain time limit, and I'd much like to get that done first try. Please hear my plea. The masked gold kid has broken me apart and scattered my pieces. Please find a way to return me to the fairy fountain in Clock Town. So, if you're looking for the great stray fairy, the stray fairy will always be here during the day. But let's say you're looking for her and you can't find her and it becomes nighttime. Not to worry, even though she doesn't spawn in that area, she still spawns in Clock Tower Town. And that is... If you allow me to get over here in time. Over here in the East Clock Town. I think, if I remember correctly, she will either be floating here or in one of these two boxes. Either way, you shouldn't be able to miss her. She is pretty out there in the open. But before we give her back to there, let's, visit this place. Because this place has a cool sign in it and it looks important. The mayor's residence. Whoa. The mayor of Clock Tower Town lives here, huh? Also, I love this little detail. All the clocks in this town, I believe, are mini versions of the Clock Tower clock, and that's pretty cool. Let's talk to this girl. Welcome. Do you have some business? The room on the left is the mayor's room. Sounds like they're having some kind of meeting, I think. The room on your right is the drawing room, and it's also Madame's Aroma's office. Well, let's go to the left, because I want to participate in this meeting. That's not the left. I got my left and right confused. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Most of the town folks already have taken shelter without waiting for the mayor's orders. The only ones left are public servants and committee members. Mr. Mayor and Carnival Committee members, please order those who have remained to evacuate. Well. You cowards! Do you actually believe the moon will fall? The confused town folks simply caused a panic by believing this ridiculous, groundless theory. The soldiers couldn't prevent the panic, but outside the town walls is where the danger is. You want answers? The answer is that the carnival should not be cancelled. Isn't that right, Mr. Mayor? Well. Are you serious, Mudda? It seems a giant chunk of rock above us hasn't caught your eye. At this time every year, we are overrun by terrorists. So, why is the town empty? Clearly, it's your job to ensure the carnival's operation, but that's if people are here for it. Don't drag the merchants and soldiers into this. If the soldiers wish to run, then run, Vicen. We councilmen will stick to tradition. This carnival will be a success. I've never heard of a defense unit abandoning its town. Madame Aroma would surely say the same thing, wouldn't she, Mayor Detour? Let's not bring my wife into this. So it seems like they're arguing over the moon in the sky. That's pretty interesting. And also, unfortunately, and also apparently, it kind of hurts that interaction kind of hits a little bit too close to home, especially during these times of all. Yeah, things really don't change now, do they? Fiction or not. Anyway, it's getting dark, so let's get the stray fairy back to the fairy fountain.
channel, and you, young one of the altered shape. Thank you for returning my broken and shattered body to normal. I am the great fairy of magic. I thought that masked child was helping me, and I grew careless. All I can offer you now is this. I shall grant you magic power as a sign of my gratitude. Please accept it. You've been granted magic power! In your current form, press B to shoot bubble blasts. Press and hold B to blow a bug bubble. Press B to shoot it. Your magic power decreases when you shoot. Replenish it with magic jars and potions. The man who lives in the observatory outside of town may know of the school kid's whereabouts, but be careful. You must not underestimate that child's powers, kind young one. If you ever are returned to your former shape, come see me. I shall give you more help. And with that, it's time for Majora's Mask version difference number 3. Whether you like it or not, all transformation masks have either been nerfed or buffed. Most of them nerfed, but one of them that really needed the buff got the buff it deserves. So that's something, I guess. The Deku Scrub is one of the masks that unfortunately got nerfed. The Deku mask got a significant speed decrease, making him a lot slow and sluggish. His rate of acceleration was also significantly decreased, making it, and his water skip was significantly nerfed as well, making him not nearly as fast or as agile as he is in the N64 version. But it isn't all negatives. There is one positive change that the 3DS version made, and that's if you hold B to blow a bubble, it doesn't pop. In the Nintendo 64 version, it does pop. Also, in the 3DS version, the bubble has been made to act as a sort of shrapnel explosive, I guess. Basically, if it hits one thing, it hits a wide area. Whereas in the Nintendo 64 version, it acts as a direct hit projectile. Basically, think of it like an arrow. Anyways, we're gonna test out our cool new ability on this balloon.
Are you the one who just popped that up there? Not bad for a Deku Scrub. We bombers have a hideout that leads to the observatory outside town. You need a code to get in. Maybe I'll tell you what it is. But don't think you're getting it that easily. I can't just tell you what the code is. You have to pass my test first. Are you ready? Alright, line up, guys! If you can find all 5 of us by tomorrow morning, I'll teach you the code. Are you ready?
And this is the thing I was talking about. Luckily, this was the time-sensitive thing I was talking about. Luckily, I know where all of them are. They aren't random in the slightest. Throw a Deku Nut at them, and if you remember the Deku Nuts you got at the beginning, I said they were useful. And yeah, they're useful for this mission. You can use them to stun the little guys to stop them from running away. That's 2 of the 3 already. This guy's waiting back here. There's nothing we can do with this guy yet, but don't worry. We'll see more of them in the future. Over here, this tutorial, while a little bit annoying if you don't know what you're doing, also teaches you the basic mechanics of some of how this game works. This guy taught you that you can use cuckoos to fly off the roofs. Yeah, you can't. Now there are only 2 left. The other one is up here, so we gotta use the Deku Scrub's ability to fly. He's gonna run off the roof, I guess. He's gonna be hard to chase. But that's okay, he ran directly into our blast anyway. Now there's only 1 left. Like I said, this isn't a very hard mission, but it can be a little bit strenuous if you don't know what you're doing, because obviously timed element gives it a naturally stressful element to it. And remember, again, right now normal time is passing. In the 3DS version, you will have a little bit more time than us in 64 players. Not by much, but it is a little bit more time. Also, yeah, that is where the bank was moved.
Man, I like this. This is so cool. Like, the town just becomes a different place at night. So many different things you can do. And here we got the final kid!
You're pretty good for a Deku Scrub. If only you're a human. Then I could give you an original Bomber's Notebook and make you a member. What do you guys think? No way, no scrubs! I guess not. Once we let some kid who wasn't human join our gang, and boy did we ever regret it. Sorry. But I'll teach you the code just like I promised. I can tell you only once though, so pay close attention. Are you ready? The code is 14523. The entrance to our hideout is in East Clocktown.
Now, here's where all of our versions will differ. This code is exclusive to each individual save file and is randomly generated. This code will stay the same no matter what part of the game we're in, but it's exclusive to the save file and again is randomly generated. So, and they only tell you the code once, so make sure you write it down, because unless you want to go and reset time back to the original 3-day cycle to relearn the code, write the code down now. It is very important. I cannot stress this enough, especially right now when there is no way to go back to the first day. Now that we got the code, we can head over to the observatory. Also, sorry for that jump cut there. I just thought it would speed up some time because, we don't got all the time in the world.
If you want to pass through here, you have to say the secret code.
1,
4, 5, 2, 3. That's right. If you know the code, then you remember, right? Here you go, then. There's a lot of cool stuff at the telescope guy's place. Oh yeah, and the Bomber's Sacred Society of Justice Forever.
This poor kid. I know what it's like to be left alone from the group, to be put on quote-unquote guard duty. In elementary school as a kid, I used to hang out with a group of kids, and there were trees in the elementary school play yard, so obviously kids would be racing to make sure that they have control over a certain tree, and yeah, I was put on guard duty a lot. They would leave me in charge of the tree, run off to do their own thing, and they would get mad at me whenever I left the tree. So I relate to that kid in some way. Anyways, our first enemy is a Scotula. Your bubble is basically a one-hit kill. Again, it's basically an arrow. Thanks, Tattle. This balloon here, we can pop just like we did the other balloon. It looks different in the 3DS version. Here's what it looks like in that game. Also, the bubble is not a straight line of fire, if you couldn't tell. Am I really that bad? Am I really that bad? I guess I'm just that bad. But as you can tell, the bubble isn't exactly a straight line of fire. It's effective, but not too effective, But we go in here and... Wow. This place. Look at this colorful staircase. I love how the astrology lookout astrology. I love how the observatory lookout looks. I did it again. I confused the word astrology with observatory. I don't know how I keep doing that, but this place is gorgeous. It's so beautiful, and I really love the theme of this area, and it's just so... as a kid, this place struck a nail, and I love this area a lot. Well, well, a strange-looking child has joined me today. Are you new friend of the Bummer Gang? Your manners seem much better than those of your mischievous friend from the other day. The ill-mannered troublemaker from the other day said he'd break my instruments. He said he'd steal my moon's tear. There was no stopping him. Even now, just watch him. He's probably causing trouble around the clock tower. Will you gaze into the telescope? Yeah, I need to get that guy. He has my horse. Where are you, Skull Kid? Where the heck... Hey, I see you up there. Yeah, that was Skull Kid taunting us. He's completely aware that we were watching him.
Well, did you find that troublemaker? That noise, what was that? Perhaps another moon's tear has fallen nearby. Go look through the door and take a look outside. But I wonder how the troublemaker got on top of the clock tower. The only way up there is the clock tower door, and that opens only on the eve of the carnival.
Yeah, that kid, Skull Kid definitely knew we were looking at us, but that's okay. He actually kind of assisted us in our progress. Right now, it doesn't make sense, but trust me, it will later on.
You get the moon's tear. Its sparkling beauty radiates rather strangely.
And, well, that's kind of all we can do at the beginning of the game. You may have noticed we still have 3 days left. Yeah, about that. This is now a point in the game where the game kind of wants you to take. The game is kind of expecting you to get lost and for you to have a little bit trouble going around Clock Tower. But since we're so good at the game already, it's a little difficult to create a scenario in which we need to. It's a little difficult to. Okay, I didn't do the trick right. For those of you playing the N64 version, dash off the platform and you'll get a boosted speed. But yeah, since we're so good, it only took us about a day to do everything. But this is what it looks like when the day moves on. And yeah, I wanted to show you all that because, yeah, that is real. I really love that effect of the screen shrinking, and it's just amazing. And also, Clocktown theme day 2 is really good as well. But yeah, we need to get this moon tier off to the guy. We need to get this moon tier over here. Hey, that rhymed. That's pretty cool. I'm such a master rhymer. Okay, here we go. We're gonna bring the moon tier here and talk to this guy.
I've already sold out of my wares. The carnival hasn't even begun. I think I'm closing up shop so I can buy a gift for my wife and return her to my village. Under that stone called the moon's tier shines brighter than any other in the land. I've got one. If you've got one, I'd really like to get it from you. My wife would love it. If you'd give it to me, I'll give you my spot here, Deku flower included. Alright, new feature in this game. You can sorry for the jump cut again. I keep getting interrupted by people. So, the beginning, well, let me say words hard. Just press start. Pressing start to get to the menu in dialogue is a new feature in Majora's Mask. In Ocarina of Time, you had to do this out of dialogue, but in Majora's Mask, you can just give people items in dialogue, like this. Ah, that stone! You must hand it over to me! In exchange, I'll give you my spot here, Deku flower included, yes? And we got the land title deed! You really helped me out. Now the perfect souvenir for my wife! She hasn't set eyes on a jewel or strange dragon something like this in a very long time. The title deed for this spot should be in high demand among Deku scrubs, but you already know that. If you don't need it anymore, you can always sell it. And yeah, that's everything we can do in Clock Tower Town right now at the moment. So you might be wondering, well, what are we supposed to do? We still got a whole 48 hours left. Don't worry. We'll jump cut to an area, a pretty important area. So, I'll see you guys there. See you after the jump cut. So,
over here in the shopping district in West Clocktown, I believe we are in. I believe we're in West Clocktown. Listen, it's hard to judge. And just I call this the shopping district, okay? Over here in the shopping district, I believe in this middle door here, I was correct, there is a little scarecrow. Now, you saw the scarecrow in the observatory, and it does basically the same thing. Basically, we're going to walk up and talk to this guy.
Yo, hey, baby. I'm a styling scarecrow. Wander in search of pleasant music. Time will pass in the blink of an eye if you dance with me. If you like, baby, we can forget the time and dance until night. Shall we dance?
You know what? Let's boogie.
Oh yeah, in that case, forget the time. Let's dance.
Oh my god. Night of the second day, 36 hours remaining.
Oh yeah, how was it? It went by in an instant, right? I'm still full of energy. If you like, baby, we can dance and forget time.
No, because I want to do an explanation.
Oh, sorry, that's too bad. In that case, come back in time if you don't want to decide to dance, by the way. I have a mysterious song. Do you want to learn it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, now listen up. If you play that string song backwards, you can slow the flow of time. And if you play each note twice in a row, you can move half a day forward. How's that? Pretty interesting, isn't it? But I'm sure you'd like any song. Written by you better, baby. Well, if you like, you can play one for me.
Yeah, so this guy here will, if we decide to boogie with him, he will advance us 6 hours forward. And basically, that's what we want to do here just to pass the rest of the time. So yeah, I'll meet you back at night of the final day. I didn't mean to press no for the past time. Hold on. Ah, I did it again. It's freaking Gabora all over again. This time, I'm gonna wait. There we go. Now I'll see you at night of the final day. Here we are, night of the final day, 12 hours remain. And in case you're wondering if we can dance to the fourth day forward, no, you cannot dance into the fourth day, unfortunately. I know. Really, really sad. No, you already taught me this song. Yeah, and after the final day, he disappears. So yeah, you can only skip to the furthest you can go forward is the final night of the third day. Anyways, let's head down around town. We still got some places to go, things to see, I guess. Actually, we don't have anything else to do, I guess. So, here. We're going to dive in here. We're going to finally take advantage of that title deed. And we're going to fly over here and look at that! Our first piece of heart. Collect 4 pieces of heart to assemble a new heart container. Each new container you put together will increase the amount of life energy you have. And, yeah, the door to the clock tower opens only 1 year. Only 1 year. No, only once a year at midnight on the eve of the carnival. Thanks, Tattle. Anyways, yeah, so that's still all we can do for right now. So I'll meet you. I'm going to sit here and I'll meet you guys back at 12 o'clock. See you then.
and the clock tower entrance has opened. Don't stop now. Look, you can get up there now. Yes, I will, but actually, I'm gonna wait for a second because I just want you to hear the tranquil music. This piece of music is very important. I love how hauntingly beautiful the song is, and look around you. Everyone's left. All except for the soldier. The soldier and the council master. Hey, Deku Kid, you're waiting for us to finish the bridge from the festival tower to the clock tower entrance up there? Sorry, my princesses panicked and ran away. This is all we got for a festival tower. It's not quite tall enough, is it? Sheesh! Even if we went to the top of the festival tower, we wouldn't be able to get to the entrance. I apologize for all this. I wish I could scare that moon away. Even in the face of utter destruction, he stuck to his word, and he stuck around all the way to the final minutes of the world. I don't know. Something about this song and piece just strikes emotions into me. It's so somber and haunting, yet beautiful at the same time. This piece still sends shivers down my spine. And I guess with only a minute left, we better hurry the heck up there.
Sis! Ah, Tail, we've been looking for you two. Hey, Skull Kid, what if you get that mask you're wearing back now? Hey, come on, are you listening?
Swamp, mountain, ocean, canyon. Hurry, the four who are there, bring them here.
Don't speak out of line, stupid fairy.
No, what are you doing to my brother? Skull Kid, do you still think you're a friend after that?
Well, whatever. Even if they were to come now, they wouldn't be able to handle me. Just look above you. If it's something that can be stopped, then just try to stop it!
And the moon has started to fall, and we have 5 minutes until utter destruction. Oh, man. If only we had enough time to stop them. But hey, you know what? Take a booger bomb! What's that? He dropped the ocarina? Let's grab it! Hey, I finally got my ocarina back. I never got my horse back, but hey, at least I got the Ocarina of Time. Princess Zelda gave you this precious instrument. Set it to the C buttons and use A and the 4 C buttons to play it. Press B to stop. Suddenly, memories of Princess Zelda come rushing back to you. You are already leaving this land of Hyrule, aren't you?
Even though it was only a short time, I feel like I've known you forever. I'll never forget the days we spent together in Hyrule, and I believe in my heart that a day will come when I shall meet you again. Until that day comes, please take this. I am praying that your journey is a safe one. If something should happen to you, remember this song. This reminds me of us.
You remembered the Song of Time. This melody lingering on the edges of your mind is a song of the memories of Princess Zelda.
Snap out of it! What are you doing? Lost in memories? Get yourself together! Getting that old ocarina back isn't gonna help us! Somebody, anybody, Goddess of Time, help us, please! We need more time! Wait. Time! Time, you say? Call it a pipe dream, but just maybe. Huh? Where'd you get that instrument?